You have a community like Caldwell that is it's an agricultural community. It is it's a Western lifestyle.
And the Caldwell Police Department wanted to lean into that Western lifestyle by adding horses to its patrol team. We introduced you to that team 2 months ago. Caldwell PD says after a few officers rode their own horses at a few events last year, they wanted to make it a more frequent thing because they say they can see better sitting above the crowds, and horses, of course, are much more approachable with the public than just officers in uniform. And at the time we did the story, we were told, and apparently so was City Council, the horse unit was completely funded by donations. No taxpayer money needed. Well, given the go-ahead, the nonprofit Caldwell Police Mounted Unit was created last year to handle all those donated items like horses and feed and equipment. But apparently Aspen Shumpert, now some people in Caldwell are concerned that there is some taxpayer money going to this mounted unit.
Yeah, and Brian, these concerns came up after a budget meeting in July. The Caldwell Police Mounted Unit Foundation's website explains the nonprofit is solely funded by donations and not taxpayer money. But during a budget workshop, the city's financial director noted taxpayer money was going towards the mounted horse unit itself.
Mounted unit, I was under the understanding that wasn't going to take any tax dollars.
I just know that I talked to Deputy Chief and he requested the $20,000. I will say that tax dollars are being used for it currently.
Caldwell Police Chief Rex Ingram says twice in the last year, taxpayer money was used for the unit, but it didn't go to the foundation. Just under $1,500 of the police budget was used to purchase Caldwell Police branded saddle blankets, helmets, and badges, and those items are all city property now. The city spokesperson says the Caldwell Police Mounted Unit Foundation is not allowed to buy police badges. Ingram says the police department also used money earlier this year to cover the cost to pick up the two drafted horses in Albuquerque, which was just over $2,000. Ingram says city approved these purchases. During budget conversations this summer, Chief Ingram says the finance department recommended that Caldwell PD budget for incidentals like those or costs the nonprofit can't cover. So police requested $20,000, which council denied, and instead improved $5,000 for the mounted unit this coming fiscal year, which starts in October.
They're essentially saying that we are misleading the public to get money funded to then place into a foundation, which is completely unequivocally false. But the actual animals, the vet, the feed, the things that cost the money are the animals, right? The actual horses themselves. That stuff is 100% founded by the foundation.
Chief Ingram says it's possible none of that $5,000 allocated for the fiscal year will be used.
Okay, so basically what you just said was that they had to, because it was official capacity, like the badges and stuff like that, they had to request money from the city.
Right.
To pay for those.
It was a controlled item, had to be paid for by the city.
Okay. So going forward, about $5,000?
About $5,000. That's what it's laid out for the upcoming fiscal year. That could not be touched. They could run into incidentals where they need to use that, so they have that cushion. But I know when they were creating this, it was the idea to go with the foundation so that they could rely on donations and not taxpayer money.
And keeping and feeding horses, not cheap.
Yeah,
I know
that's
that.
right.
Thanks, Aspen.